Right, so we've got something a little bit different today. I was asked, could I do electrics in a van? Basically, he sleeps out in the van, climbing mountains. So I thought, yeah, this would be a nice challenge. So this is where you sleep. And then you've got two sets of lights, one main light to light it all up. And then if you're sitting there in the evening and you just want a reading light, I've actually labelled it reading light. So we've got two lighting circuits, LED strip, all in alley profile. So it's nice and neat. And then what we've also installed is a heater, which that is the isolator for the heater. And that is the controls. You can turn it on down there, but we've also got a little hook. So we can press on. And that will start the fan up. And with these little diesel heaters, they take a little while to get going, which, let's have a look. That diesel heater is in there, where it takes the air from there, and then we've got a duct where it pushes the warm air out up here. And then the tank is over here. This is a diesel tank, and I think the van's diesel anyway, so we can just take that off and put diesel in. But obviously it doesn't let out the smell of diesel whilst you're in bed. And that little bit of diesel in there, that will last for ages. And what I've also done is supplies a leisure battery. So basically that battery in there is what powers these lights and the heater. Now I did that because if you're sitting there in the evening with the lights on, you fall asleep with the lights on, you don't want to wake up with a flat battery on the van. You can't start the van and go anywhere. So basically you're able to isolate the supply to that leisure battery, and if that leisure battery goes flat, then your main battery's not flat. And this is what we've got here. So when the battery isolator is on, that means it can be charging. So when you're driving to your destination, put that on and it will charge up there. Let me show you. So when we're on leisure battery, we're on 12 volts. But if we turn this on with the vehicle running, it brings it up to 13.8, which means it's charging the battery. So if it's over 12 volts, it's always putting a charge into the battery. But then again, when you pull up to a campsite, sometimes you might have a kettle you want to plug in rather than your gas stove, or you want to have mains. So what we have done is also installed a socket. Basically this is a glorified extension lead. So what we did is installed a 16 amp socket to go onto there, which doesn't, I only found this out a minute ago, doesn't hit the door when you open it up, thank God. But then we've done an extension lead to here, so it can plug straight into a 16 amp socket. But when you go to site, sometimes they want to plug into a 13 amp, like now. So I've also got an adapter that I'm going to put in the van, where you can install, well, you can plug it in still to a 13 amp socket, which, if you look in here, now you've got a 13 amp socket on your worktop to plug in your kettle or TV, whatever you want. And if you feel that now, you probably can't feel it through the video, but that is getting lovely and warm, and it's easily going to fill up this van with nice hot air, which it will tell you on here. And it's saying it's 9 degrees in the van. So let's shut the door for a bit and see if it warms up. And just a quick one, with this socket, you need to put that down before you pull it out. It's a little safety feature. Shut that up, and that's your socket. And whilst that heat is warming up, I just thought I'd have a look, shut all the doors, and see what the lights are like. Really bright, so spot on. You can sit and eat your dinner, pack up whatever you're going to have in here, and you're safe and secure at the bottom of the mountain. So then there you go, look, it's coming up to 11 degrees centigrade now. it is getting quite cozy in here, enough for me to take my hat off, and we're getting a lovely hot air breeze out of here, which, yeah, that's quite hot. You don't necessarily need it that hot, but if you want to warm it up quick, it's spot on. But to turn this heater off, you can just turn it off on the remote control, or hold that, but then don't turn the isolator off straight away. That wants us down for a little while to clear the diesel out and keep the fan running to make sure all the heat inside the heater is not going to damage it. I have switched it off before and then switched it on later. Yeah, it was a bit of a smoke bomb. And then there we go. A van ready to be camped out, equipped. Spot on.